Welcome back to another episode of Locked on Hoops with myself, Ben, and Jamel. Man, we are right in the thick of everything right now. So we'll be talking about a variety of different topics in the NBA. And the NBA finals are approaching. We got one team. We'll see if the second team can possibly close it out. But how you doing?
I'm all right, man. I had a pretty good week, and it wasn't as rough as yours with the thunderstorms and you losing power and everything else.
Yeah,
But
yeah, this was a wild week.
but it's kind of fitting. Our name is Locked on Hoops, and that thug Donald Trump just got found guilty.
Yeah, lock him up. Lock him up. Which
I
I don't think he's gonna get any time. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
me
he,
neither. If he does get time, I mean, the most he'll get, and this is just me. I'm not a legal expert or have any experience with this. Maybe a year, if that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I think everybody's excited, but that
Mm,
still doesn't mean anything. That just means he's found guilty.
facts. But if he looked like us, he'll
Oh
be
yeah,
getting
man.
75 years
Yeah,
off the book.
he would have been in. He would have been locked up 2 years ago
Facts.
if this was Obama. Yeah. They was trying to lock him up for that tan suit. That's a whole nother
And
story, though.
and you know what's crazy? Some of the players, some of the former NBA players that was caught up in that health insurance scandal when they was borrowing their own money,
Yep.
they'll probably get more time than Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, yeah. They already had what Glenn, Big Baby Davis. I think he got at least a couple years, 24 months or something like that. So
Yeah, that's like two and a half, three.
yeah,
He looked a little bit too excited to go to prison to me. Uh,
yeah. He's a little on the zesty side,
Peace to Diddy,
right?
but not peace to Diddy.
Yeah,
I should say.
yeah, no Diddy, yeah. But man, we got Celtics already in, and we got Mavs and Wolves playing again tonight, and it's 3-1. I mean, I could go for hours on the Mavs, but give me your thoughts. You think they can close it out tonight?
Yes, sir. I just saw Derek Lively. He's playing.
Okay.
Honestly, when he got hurt last game, I think that's when the tide of that game sort of changed into the favor of Minnesota. And I think he's kind of the X factor defensively. He's like what Tyson Chandler was to
Exactly.
the team back in 2011, and coincidentally, Tyson Chandler works with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so yeah, he's playing tonight. Lively, that is. I think Dallas closed this out. Kyrie has the best record in closeout series. Luca, I'm pretty sure he's going out in the blaze of glory with his scoring prowess. He'll probably get another 30 bucket, probably flirt with a triple double. But for me, honestly, I don't know what the hell Minnesota is doing, especially with Cat. Like you have PJ Washington on you, and you're supposed to be one of the best big men in the league, and you won't back him down. You're just settling for three pointers. And then there's the Rudy Gobert fit. Honestly, he's kind of looking like how Roy Hibbert was looking before they packed him up out the league. I'm not sure if it's just a matchup problem with Rudy, or he's kind of, maybe he's just too slow to play with Dallas. But Chris Finch, he hasn't made any adjustments, and I'm not trying to sound like Draymond, where he's just pretty much hating, but you gotta do something.
Yeah.
It,
Draymond pretty much laid out the whole game plan. Like, hey, Gafford, this is what you do. Because he ain't gonna do nothing anyway. I'll put him in the chokehold the previous game.
and speaking of Daniel Gafford, I remember OKC had a chance to trade for him. It's kind of crazy. They could have been in this spot right now
Mm.
instead of Dallas.
Yeah, and another potential trade, Kuzma. Kuzma was possibly going to be in that traded to Dallas instead of Gafford, or maybe he was going to be in the deal. But obviously, Kuzma decided otherwise, and you see where Gafford is now. So yeah, it's crazy how these trades work.
Facts, man. You know, Gafford and PJ, they're about to go to the well, they should go to the NBA finals. I don't want to count
Yeah,
Dallas
no,
or they
don't
had
don't say nothing too soon.
right. Exactly. I'm preaching to the choir here.
Right.
Um, but I kind of want to know what what Grant Williams is thinking right now.
Yeah, yeah. I would love for him to come on inside the NBA, or go on somebody's podcast and somebody asks him like, "Hey, what do you think of PJ being there and how that's working out?" I'm sure he would give probably some
Right,
l-
his
PG
former
answer.
two teams basically are in prime position. I'll put it
Right.
that way, so I won't jinx nothing.
Yeah, true. True. Yeah, I mean it's like I said, it's interesting how these trades work out. It's interesting how all of the negativity on Kyrie, now people are like, well, he's been this way the whole time, and now he's just thriving in Dallas. I mean, like it's funny how the tables turn and how the story continues to, the narrative continues to change.
Right, and he honestly he's been doing the same thing like his whole career. He just hasn't been as vocal this season with like other endeavors that I that I should say. But he's always been the same player. Like
Right.
he's assassin on the court. He's one of the top five players in the league. I would even go out on a limb and say, and probably the most skilled player in the NBA. And I think tonight he's gonna put he's gonna have that on full display.
Yeah.
No, he'll probably go back to his first finals since what year was that? 2016.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably. I mean, and I think what he's been doing just offensively, especially against Ant. I mean, it's almost like he's taking it to another level. I mean, I know that's hard to say for a player of his level, but I mean, the guy is definitely showed what he can do in these playoffs, even though having like a slow first quarters and all that. I mean, he's shown like I still got it. And Ant is up and coming, and
Facts,
I'm here, so I think there's something there.
facts, and the best is yet to come for Ant. No matter what happens
Right, exactly,
during
exactly. It's not a either or. It's just
like during the series.
Kyrie's great. I mean, that's all it comes down to.
And honestly, like Ant looks tired. Like I kind of see it on defense. Like every time he switches off to like Kyrie or like Luca, like oh damn, here we go.
Yeah, here we go again. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, man. It's not easy. You're not seeing as many high flying dunks. I mean, he did dunk on Gafford. What was that? 2 games ago. So I mean, he's still got it. He's still electric, but it's
He's
different when
tired,
you got to play on both ends.
right? And then he has the Olympics coming up too. So,
Mm. Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think like next year the Olympics and this late run, basically playing in June, might be beneficial to him long term. Like next year,
yeah, yeah.
before we move on, there's been some rumblings. The big ticket might show up tonight. Um, I have a colleague who's covering the game tonight, and he said prior to the game they was showing a KG highlight video, and usually when they do that, that means a guest is coming.
Mm.
We know KG his history with Glenn Taylor, um, and I think this might energize the crowd and the team. Just seeing him, their best player in franchise history, like return back for the first time since I think since he was a player when he retired.
Yeah, yeah, man. I think it's gonna be. I mean, that's gonna be great. I mean, he is Minnesota. When you think of Minnesota, for most people, they think of KG. They think of you could possibly say Marbury in them days. But you think mainly KG, despite his success and championships in Boston, you think of him when you think of Minnesota. So I think it's great. Do I think it's gonna make a difference? No. Hopefully close it out. But it would, be great. It'd be great to put him up on the jumbotron, do the whole, pay your respects and all that. And they're gonna show him a million times on TV, but he deserves it though.
I kind of hope they have him mic'd up just so just so he can see somebody miss a shot and say trash ass nigga again.
Hey, that would be great. That would be great. I mean, that would have to be on his probably on his show on his podcast because he's probably not going to have that. They're not going to be able to play that on TNT or ESPN or whatever the channel the game's on.
Hmm.
Yeah,
All right, man. So there's been a lot of news in NBA wise. The Wizards, they gave their interim coach Brian Keefe the full-time job. Like, what's crazy? Like, all we hear about is, JJ Redick and these other guys interviewing for the Lakers, but like you never hear nothing about who's interested in the Wizards position.
yeah, yes. And honestly, I didn't know this guy until you sent it to me, and then I looked him up, and he was a Brooklyn Nets assistant. He was an OKC assistant. He was a Lakers assistant back in 18, 19 or 16 through 19. Then he was a Knicks assistant. So I mean, the guy's been in the league for a minute, uh, pretty much an assistant coach. So this will be
Yeah,
his first head coaching job.
I know he's been around. This is his first head coaching job, and it's gonna be a long couple seasons for him.
Yeah. Yeah, this ain't
I'm sorry.
this not going to be the ideal job. I mean, he's been there as an assistant, but this it's going to be a thug it out type position right here, man. It's going to be a
It's
minute.
gonna be like how Brett Brown was with the Sixers when he like when he had like 8 straight losing seasons, and then he had like one or two like
Yeah,
winning seasons with them on the rise, and then they eventually got rid of him. In the NBA, coaches are hired to be fired, and I'm not wishing this on him, but I think that might be his fate ultimately. Like even if he makes it that long.
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, this at this point, this is Kuzma's and Jordan Poole's team, and that is not the best combination. So,
Right. Name
you
three
know,
other people on the Wizards.
right, exactly.
Exactly.
Without having to Google it, yeah,
And they got
yeah,
Denny, I can't remember his last name. After him, I pretty much and then the dude with the hair.
yeah. You talking about
With the
you're not talking
hair.
about Bagley.
No, oh damn, he's on the Wizards. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They got Bagley too. So I mean, it just it's a weird situation over there. Now they got the second pick. It looks like in the draft. So we'll see. But it's still going to be a young team, and um, he's gonna have an interesting run for it, for sure.
The second pick in this year's draft, that's like having a gang of crystals coupons. Like
Yeah,
really?
yeah. It's not a lot there. Yeah,
All
and
right.
that's a perfect segue into Bronny. So the news comes out a couple of weeks ago. They mentioned that he would be keeping his options open, and then this week saying that he will officially stay in the NBA draft, which I've heard different people post and basically saying that means more than likely there's a team that already said that they'll draft him. Now he is LeBron James's son, so for anybody that says, "Well, that doesn't really mean anything," that does mean a lot. So he will be on a team. I'm pretty sure it's and that his agent is also LeBron's agent, right? Isn't that
Yep, he's a clutch athlete.
yeah? So I mean, yeah, he'll get in the league. That's not going to be the issue. The issue is going to be whatever team he's going to go to is LeBron going to immediately go to it. So it's this draft in the summer should be interesting.
You know, um, the Knicks, they got the 24th and 25th pick, and I'm praying to God that they don't draft Bronny.
Hey, it'll be a package deal though. You get LeBron too. You don't want LeBron on the Knicks.
Honestly, that ship sailed about 2010.
Yeah, it's been a long time. That
So,
decision was about that time when that.
so you
Yeah.
know what? He's turning 40 this year in December, and you know what? Yeah, if he didn't want to come to New York back in his heyday, like don't come now.
Because this would pretty much be his farewell tour. I mean, whatever team Bronny goes to, he's going to go there. I think it's going to be 1 year, and as soon as LeBron leaves, depending on how Bronny is played, Bronny will probably be gone too. I mean, it's that seems like a logical thing that could happen.
Right. LeBron aside, like what type of player you think Bronny can actually be in the NBA? Like me, I don't think he'll like even see the court. I think he'll spend more time in the G League than he would on the NBA floor.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that 100%. I think he's the more of a end of the bench, or he's a G League player until gets towards the end of the season and they call him up. But
I
I
mean,
think with
honestly,
just all of everything that LeBron has said and everything that everybody sees is going to happen, I think he'll get on the team his first year.
honestly, like the level of play in the G League is so legit. It might even be hard for him to like to find a place on the court in the G League.
Mm. Hey,
It's-
that's a possibility. That
So
definitely
like
is a possibility.
I hate to say this, but he might be playing in the NBA African League.
Hey, don't do that. Don't do
He
that.
might be. Hey, Dwayne Wade sub was playing there. Like I don't
That's
know,
true.
like I'm
That's
not
true.
sure if he's still there now. But you really got to love basketball to watch that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even to even find it, I don't even know. I'm assuming it's on NBA TV, but
Yeah, it comes on NBA TV like on on Sunday morning. Like I kind of watch a lot of international. I was just watching the Euro League final. I've been kind of been following that all season. You know, I watch the Australian Basketball League. They come on NBA. I'm not NBA on ESPN Plus.
okay,
Yeah, I just don't really watch the CBA over in China because yeah, you gotta like be up like at 2 o'clock in the morning to be watching them games, and
right.
that's just not happening.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, that's not happening for me either. I mean, the only time I would probably watch it is if there's some major highlights or there's somebody that I follow that's went over there. So
Mhm. And and like the Chinese government, like they're so wild, like you need a VPN and like all this other stuff just to watch it. So so like you know what, I might as well just read up online and just
yeah,
watch
get all
whatever.
the
Like,
information in.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Hey, and Marbury man was like a god over there. They had a statue with him over there and everything. So
he still is. Oh,
yeah,
hey, and China might be a stop for Bronny too. So that meme with Adam Silver saying you better learn Chinese, buddy.
yeah,
That might be in his future.
maybe, maybe. Man, I think money is obviously not going to be an issue for him, but him actually playing consistently at the next level, I think, is the biggest question mark. And I mean, he didn't even get that much playing time at USC, so it's not like he played a full season and he had big numbers or anything. I would rather him just stay another year. I mean, your dad's going to be there regardless. If he like the six man coming off the bench, I think LeBron would have stayed however long it would have took.
Hey, if Ice Cube is smart, instead of offering Caitlin Clark that $5 million, he should offer that to Bronny.
Now that's a great idea right there. And I'm sure. Hey, he was probably thinking about it.
Hey, and
He
I'm
was
sure
smart.
whichever team draft him, I'm pretty sure they can like work something out where he's not playing, X amount of minutes. He can maybe just play like a game or two and then just go about his business because I'm pretty sure he'll be playing a ton in summer league this year.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and that's going to be summer league is going to be Bronny's face is going to be on the front. I mean, so like that they're going to get a lot of eyes on him and a lot of promo with Bronny James because LeBron will probably be there too.
while we're on the Lakers, like, what do you think about their search for a head coach after Darvin Ham was fired? I seen JJ Redick's name. It's been attached to the job. A lot of people think it's a foregone conclusion that he's gonna get the job. mean, I'm pretty sure he knows what he's talking about, X's and O's wise, but he's never been a coach before. And a guy I think who should have gotten the job was either Jawan Howard or Sam Cassell.
Yeah, yeah. I think Jawan Howard would have been perfect. I know he took a job somewhere else as an assistant.
Yeah, he's
But
in Brooklyn.
yeah. But I think you mentioned Borrego. He's the assistant for the Pelicans. I mean, he's an option. But I think it's a foregone conclusion. I think it'll be JJ. To me, that's an insult to the coaches that have coached and that has actual coaching experience because it's a flip of the coin. I mean, he could be horrible or he could be, one of the best coaches. And I think it's LeBron's got a relationship with him. They got a podcast. I mean, there's too many coincidences or quote unquote coincidences that he'll be the coach. But Sam Cassell and Jared Dudley are some other options. I would love to see Cassell get the job because I know he's been an assistant for a while, but
Yeah, it's like
I
Sam
doubt.
Cassell. Like he's been grinding for like so long. I'm like, damn, like honestly, I thought he should have got the Clippers job over Ty Lue.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, he should have. I mean, he's been on so many teams. I mean, in the league, playing and coaching. I mean, he's got a lot of experience. The Wizards, the Clippers for 6 years, 76ers for three. Now he's with Boston. So yeah, if anybody should get a head coaching job, I think it should be him, just from playing and coaching. He's got a great combination of knowledge.
You know, the Clippers, they just gave the bag to your boy Ty Lue.
Yeah,
Uh, do you think that's going to be enough to entice Paul George to resign? Or do you think Paul George is thinking, oh, wait a minute, they got enough money to give this dude the bag? I want my full max. Or
yeah. I think they're gonna keep it all together except Harden. I don't think Harden's gonna be there, and I don't think still gonna win next year either. But there was reports of Clippers possibly going over DeRozan, who's from LA. I can see that happen. DeRozan coming in and Harden going out, but I still don't think it matters.
Max, and they need to sell tickets. They're opening a new arena
Yep.
next season. So I think they will make a free agent splash and like pretty much overpay for Paul George, kind of leaving the Sixers out in the open for agent Jimmy Butler coming off an injury. Yo, it'll be wild that they refused to max him. Well, they refused to max him a couple years ago, but now they want to max him now coming off an injury at age, what is he, like 34, 35?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And the money. I mean, the money flows. I think teams basically just make a sacrifice and just pay if they're pressured or not. But if it makes sense for the fan base or for the fans, they know the fans are going to come.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think they just end up doing it. Plus, I mean, trades will happen. So if something goes left, I mean, we've seen all type of wild trades. Harden got traded twice, what, in a season? So I mean, anything could happen. It's not set in stone, I don't think.
It don't matter to me. James Harden, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Knicks and six.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna make that big of a difference. The Clippers is just have not. It just hadn't added up. You got all the people on the roster, but it's not adding up. And Jimmy's becoming the new CP3, and he's in the State Farm commercial. He's in the promo for the Bad Boys film. I mean, he's thinking outside of basketball.
Facts, man.
Hulu, dude doing his thing. So.
Keep on
But
getting that. That's the only thing I gotta say about it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go to a little bit of a somber notes. The Hall of Famer Bill Walton passed away this week, which is sad to see. I didn't know he was battling anything because I know he was still doing some commentating. I thought I seen a game early this year that he was commentating, but I mean, great athlete. playing under one of the greatest coaches, arguably the greatest coach at UCLA, first round pick, two-time champion, MVP. Give me your thoughts on Bill Walton.
Like Bill Walton, his playing career predates both of us, but like we have that historical nature to know about his contributions to the game of basketball in college and and in Portland, even though his career didn't want to cooperate with him health wise because of his knee. But like I will always remember him, as the goofy commentator, just talking about wild shit. And if you know me,
Yeah,
I love me a good obscure drug reference, which he was famous for.
yeah,
Um, I used to love when he used to say, throw it down, big man, throw it down when the NBA was on NBC. And I was just saying to somebody, I hope they bring him back when they go
yeah,
back to NBC, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. You know, um, Even though I was kind of critical of some of his stances he took on black athletes after he retired, he was a radical in the sense of like in every way. Like he was he protested Vietnam. There was people were saying he was tied with Patty Hearst. If you don't know who she is, you can fire up your Google machines and look her up. We're not trying to get sued here.
yeah,
But yeah, like, he was a rebel to the cause. I seen him at the NBA brunch, at the NBA Legends brunch at All-Star Weekend. He looked pretty fine to me. And the thing that stood out, he was just always getting people, to read more. And that's something I know that was passed down to him from his mother, who always made him read. So the basketball world lost a great player, great man. He'll be missed. There'll probably be not another player or commentator like him. I'm going to miss the quirkiness, like I said, the drug references. I'm not low, I'm pretty high. Um,
yeah, yeah, man. He's got a 30 for 30 that's out. It's called The Luckiest Guy in the World. And it talks about, him and him growing up and his kind of radical stances, if you will, especially during that particular time. So I'll definitely recommend people check that out. But yeah, he's well liked by a lot of people in the league, and he didn't really care. I mean, people they take things serious, and when he commentated to me, he just didn't take it. I mean, he took it serious because it was his job, but he didn't take it like I got to be the X's and O's and stats guy. I mean, he would just say some of the wildest, funniest things that you'll hear on the broadcast. So I
yeah,
mean,
but
yeah, he'll definitely be missed.
like he would go off on full tangents about stuff that had nothing to do like with the game. So,
Right. Right. Did you see that movie? It was like Harry Carey. Uh so man, he'll definitely be missed.
what would have been dope? Him, Charles Barkley, Draymond Green on an Amazon show, like unfiltered.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
just
That would be wild. Given the opportunity, I'm sure he would have jumped all over it. So, but yeah, he'll definitely be missed.
rest in peace, Bill Walton.